share the magic of the top-quality, award-winning programs from the Family Home Entertainment Library, like Marjorie Williams' beloved children's story of The Velveteen Rabbit. This enchanting tale of the toy bunny who comes to life has been told to children for generations. Now your child can savor this warm, wonderful treat on video. And 3 Parents' Choice Award winners from master storyteller Rudyard Kipling are waiting to delight and enlighten young viewers. First, it's The White Seal. Set to Beethoven's music and voiced by Roddy McDowell, this video gem shines on all levels of children's entertainment.
Right. Very right indeed.
Then, it's Mowgli's Brothers, the Jungle Book adventure of a boy raised by wolves. And there's more Jungle Book excitement with Rikki Tikki Tavi, starring the voice of Orson Welles. An irresistible yarn of a brave mongoose who risks his life to become a trusted family pet.
The little chap has saved our lives now.
The Velveteen Rabbit, The White Seal, Mowgli's Brothers, and Rikki Tikki Tavi, the brightest bets on video cassette. Available to you from Family Home Entertainment.
Underneath the ocean on a coral reef live a group of creatures quite beyond belief. Periwinkles, snails, and scallops too, living every day in a special way, frolicking in play underneath the ocean spray.
Play carnival, play carnival. You won't know what true happiness is till you play carnival.
Oh, I woke up in the morning, feeling bright as I could be. And I knew right away why I feel so gay, 'cause it's Shrove Tuesday.
Get your uncles, aunts in heaven, get your old grandmother too. Say it's time to shout and dance all about, 'cause it's Shrove Tuesday.
Throw away your canes and glasses, your old crutch and hearing aid. Take it in the way when you come to play, 'cause it's Shrove Tuesday. Play carnival, play carnival. You won't know what true happiness is till you play carnival.
It's the last big celebration until Easter morning comes. So get on your feet and march to the beat, 'cause it's Shrove Tuesday.
There's lots of fun and laughter, everyone is full of glee. So play that pig and get in the swing, 'cause it's Shrove Tuesday.
Once again now.
Play carnival, play carnival. You won't know what true happiness is till you play carnival.
How was it, Snelgrove?
You were all terrific. It's going to be a great carnival parade.
As long as we all remember to keep it happy.
I don't have to be reminded. We're getting off school early, aren't we? Why wouldn't I be happy?
Ding dong, good time. Ding dong, good time. Speaking of school, we'd better hurry if we don't want to be late. Yeah, come on.
I would first like to congratulate all of you on your very colorful costumes for the carnival parade.
Yeah, we all had to think up our own funny clothes. Oh, except Terry, that is. He's funny enough as is.
Oh, yeah? Conrad knows so little about clothes, somebody gave him a tie for Christmas once, and he thought it was a sleeping bag for Neil the Eel.
That will be quite enough. I realize that you're in a holiday mood, but we must get a little work done before you celebrate. I want to talk to you today about today, Shrove Tuesday.
Why is it called Shrove Tuesday, Professor?
That's easy. It was this pencilfish worked as a reporter for the Daily Wave. He went to the editor and asked him to make him a roving reporter. The editor told him that they already had a roving reporter who roved Snailsville Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The pencilfish started hollering that he didn't think that was fair. What good was a roving reporter who took Tuesdays off? The readers of the Daily Wave were being cheated, he hollered. The editor said, "Shh, Rove Tuesday."
Any more like that, Conrad, and you will find yourself roving right out of the classroom. To answer your question, Constance, Shrove is the past tense of the verb shrive, and Shrove Tuesday is the day before Ash Wednesday, when everyone becomes absolved from wrongdoing, which is a cause for celebration. It comes immediately before Lent, and is somewhat of a final celebration for everyone, with feasting and merriment, because with the coming of Lent begins the period of fasting and self-denial that lasts right through until Easter.
My daddy says that we should all give up something for Lent.
Many creatures do.
That's okay with me. I'll give up homework.
No, you have to deprive yourself of something.
How about bubbly gum, Professor? It'd be very hard to do, but I'd be willing to give up bubbly gum for Lent.
Excellent. If you can stick to it, that would be a very good example of self-denial.
How can he stick to it if he's giving it up?
It is obvious that you are in much too much of a frivolous mood for any discussion of serious matters. So you'd better just go and get ready for your carnival parade. Class is dismissed.
Well, you're looking swell, and I just fell for a Jezebel who won't repel me if I tell how she cast a spell without parallel, the belle of the Muddy Gras ball, indubble-dutably.
Oh, why, what a pretty compliment, Mr. Clam. But you should wait until you see our disguise.
Nothing could disguise those Van Oysterbed charms. A true Muddy Gras queen, if ever I saw one.
We think that you are a trifle premature with that prediction. We will not know the king and queen of the Muddy Gras until everyone at the ball has voted.
A mere formality, Mrs. Van O. As chair creature of Snailsville's annual Muddy Gras committee, you are in a position to make the conclusion foregone, as they say.
Whatever are you suggesting?
Merely that you think about the front page of tomorrow's Daily Wave. 4-column picture. Clement Clam, prominent Snailsville sea estate broker, and Olivia Van Oysterbed, leading socialite and philanthropist, chosen king and queen of last night's annual Muddy Gras ball. Very prestigious. Good for business, yeah.
Surely you can't mean that we cheat.
Perish the thought. Just an innocent notion that rather than go to the trouble of counting all those ballots while the others are rocking and reveling, you, guess the outcome. Much more efficient. Faster, yes. Leading socialite and philanthropist. Think about it.
Hi, Mr. Clam. Hi, Mr. Sandwich.
A very colorful troupe, we must say.
We're on our way to the carnival parade.
Want to come? We would love to see it, but we still have 1,000,001 details to attend to in connection with tonight's Muddy Gras ball.
1,000,000 I could believe, but 1,000,001?
Oh, it's a very demanding job preparing for the ball.
What's a Muddy Gras ball like?
Most exciting. Everyone dresses up in costumes.
Can we come, huh? Can we?
Of course. All are welcome at the Muddy Gras.
Yeah, but do we have to dress in costumes?
Why, that's the whole point. We masquerade in disguise so that we can pretend we are what we would like to be but are not. And to have no one know for sure whether in fact we are what we are or whether we really are what we would like to be but are not. And to have everyone guess whether or not it really is or is not us. Now you really must excuse us. The Muddy Gras committee awaits.
Boy, if she doesn't know who she is or is not, how will the committee know if they're to wait or not for someone who may or may not be coming?
Yes, indeed. It makes for a very muddy Gras.
I don't understand a thing that Mrs. Van Oysterbed said.
Well, I think she meant that instead of just being ourselves, we should try to be anyone we want to be at the Muddy Gras.
Oh, dear. I hope I can explain that to Carrie.
Your cousin Carrie?
Of course. That's the only Carrie I know.
Why would you have to explain it to her?
Because she's arriving this afternoon.
Wowee, that's terrific.
What's terrific?
Don't tell him, Constance.
Don't tell me what?
That my cousin Carrie Carey is coming to Snailsville today. It's all right, Terry. I won't tell Conrad.
Gee, thanks, Constance.
Sure, your secret's safe with me.
Play carnival. You won't know what true happiness is till you play carnival. Play carnival. Play carnival. You won't know what true happiness is till you play carnival.
No, I'm much too old for that kind of nonsense.
That's nonsense.
That's what I said it was, nonsense.
Not the ball, but what you were saying.
Nonsense?
Absolute nonsense.
I agree with Dr. Limpet. If you are too old, then all of us are too old, and I'm not willing to concede that yet.
But I wouldn't have the faintest idea what to wear.
Why don't you go with old King Cool? And Professor Periwinkle and I could be your fiddlers 3.
Except that there are only 2 of you.
Yes, that does present a problem. I have it. We could go as that great comedy team, Haddock and Codcello.
Except that there are 3 of them.
That's all right. The 2 of you go. I won't mind being left at home.
No. There must be some kind of trio that we can be.
The only threesome I can think of is the 3 Musketeers.
Perfect.
Oh, I was only making a joke. We're hardly the squishbuckling type, any of us.
All the more reason to disguise ourselves as the 3 Musketeers. No one will ever guess who we are.
It's settled then.
Well, I don't know.
Can't you just see it? We'll arrive at the ball, and everyone will wonder, who are those 3 handsome, dashing adventurers?
Shellfish of fortune.
Fighting for truth and liberty.
We are the 3 Musketeers. We fight for freedom and liberty. We seek adventure, we know no fears. We are the 3 Musketeers. When there are heard cries of distress, a bubbling in the sea, there will appear to fight oppression
Thee and me.
Here we go!
We are the 3 Musketeers. We fight for freedom and liberty. We seek adventure, we know no fears. We are the 3 Musketeers.
I'll do it.
Splendid.
We'll all have a ball.
It sure was a big success.
What was?
Why, the carnival parade, of course.
Oh, yeah, that.
What's the matter with you, anyway?
Oh, I'm just feeling down.
Come on, Terry. There'll be plenty of time to be down tomorrow. Today, everybody's supposed to be happy.
Everybody doesn't have my problem.
What's wrong now?
Constance's cousin Carrie is coming in from the Great Western Reef this afternoon.
Terrific. Just in time for the Mardi Gras ball.
Terrific for her, maybe, and for Conrad.
But Carrie likes you too, Terry.
Not as well as she likes Conrad.
Why do you think that?
The last time she was here, she kept going on about Conrad's beautiful slipper shell. How it was the sweetest thing she ever did see. Junk like that.
Well, there's not much you can do about your shell unless you can talk Dr. Limpet into doing a quick grafting job.
Hey, that's a great idea.
Oh, come on. I was only joking.
Yeah, I know. But if I could just find a way to build a slipper shell...
Build a slipper shell?
Sure. Then I could masquerade as a slipper shell, and Carrie will think that I'm Conrad.
What good will that do?
Don't you see? Once I have her attention, I'll charm her with my personable personality. That's sure to win her. And then it won't matter whether I have a slipper shell or not. Will you help me, Snelgrove?
Well, it sounds like kind of a crazy idea to me, but sure, Terry. I'll help you.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Not even a crepadula can tell this from the real thing.
Looks pretty good, Terry.
Pretty good? It's perfect. Carrie will never know the difference, and neither will anyone else.
I'm still not sure it's a good idea.
Of course it's a good idea. If slipper shells turn Carrie on, then it makes sense for me to be a slipper shell.
Maybe, but if she can't see a creature for its shell, then maybe she's not worth it.
Oh, she's worth it all right. When she sees the warm, affectionate turtle that comes with it, she will be like seafood pate in my claws. Hey, what's that?
It's my costume for the ball.
Isn't that what you wore for that play that we did with the Snailsville little players?
Hammerlot.
Yeah, right. Super costume.
I went through everything, and it was the only thing I could come up with.
The lean and hungry look.
I don't know about lean, but I sure could use a bite right about now. How about you?
No, I want to finish my shell.
Okay. I'll be back to help you into your costume after I've had something to eat.
Thanks, Snelgrove. Boy, that Snelgrove really is a knockout in his Hammerlot outfit. I wish I had the looks to wear that kind of costume instead of pretending to be Conrad just to get Carrie to even notice me. Oh well, that's what comes of being average. Average? Did I say average? Average just baffles me. What is meant I cannot see. I know that it isn't mystical, but it makes me feel statistical. Average just shouldn't be used to describe turtles like me. I have individuality and a charming personality. Average, I disagree. Average, that isn't me. Average, I disagree.
Pretending to be me, is he? Oh boy, now's my chance to have some fun with that funny turtle.
I certainly am glad that you arrived in time to plan your costume for the Muddy Gras ball, Carrie.
Gracious cousin, give me a chance to catch my breath. Right now, I don't have a one-eyed notion of what I'm gonna wear.
Why don't you go dressed just the way you are? No one would ever guess your disguise in that cowgirl outfit.
I might just do that. And if the going gets tough, I can always shoot my way out.
Well, lasso yourself a partner if the worst comes to the worst.
Oh, Carrie never has any trouble finding partners.
What kind of costume are you going to turn up in, Lulu?
That's a secret. It's more fun if you keep it a secret.
Is your costume going to be a secret too, Cousin Constance?
It certainly is. It's a secret even from myself.
Aren't you leaving it a little late?
I suppose I am, but I won't decide until I find out what Snelgrove is wearing.
What difference does that make?
Because whatever Snelgrove is, I want to be the other half. And if he goes as a farmer, I'll go as a farmer's wife. If he's Napoleon, I'll be Josephine.
Yeah, but what if he decides to go as a jockey?
There are worse things in life than being a seahorse.
Welcome to the Muddy Gras, it's the celebration of the year. Feel the magic of the Muddy Gras, where cares and worries disappear. Yes, welcome to the Muddy Gras, let your laughter all along the way. Dreams take over at the Muddy Gras, be careful not to misbehave.
At Muddy Gras, you can disguise yourself in any way and be whomever you may think you want to be.
But how can be nothing I may find to my relief that I don't want to be anybody but me.
So welcome to the Muddy Gras, it's the celebration of the year. Feel the magic of the Muddy Gras, where cares and worries disappear. So don't be just yourself up on a shelf, come to the Muddy Gras.
Welcome all. Now that the festivities have commenced, we want each reveler to come to the bowls and mark your choices for the king and queen of the Muddy Gras ball. The couple you choose will preside over the ball and be the reigning monarchs until the magic hour of midnight.
Hey, Snelgrove, have you seen anyone who looks like Carrie?
Don't worry, there's lots of time yet. She's sure to turn up.
Yeah, well, I just hope I'll know her when I see her.
Good gracious us! What dashing gallant creatures have we here?
The three musketeers and your servant, oh fair one.
Do you have any daring deed you want done?
Or do you know any females in distress that need rescuing?
Not right at the moment. But if anything like that comes up, we'll know where to turn.
Feel free to call on us at any time.
Isn't it exciting?
I haven't seen anything so exciting since the last time I rode wild seahorses back on the Great Western Reef.
Well, it's exciting, all right, but I certainly am lucky that I found out that Snelgrove was disguising himself as Hamelot in time for me to find my Ophelia costume. Lulu, do you think Snelgrove will recognize me?
Well, he may wonder who else would be wearing the costume you wore in the play.
I could have loaned it to someone.
Good thinking, cousin.
If you'll excuse me, I'm going to see if I can find Snelgrove.
Okay, cousin, see you later.
Excuse me, but I wonder if you've seen a creature with beautiful golden braided hair.
No, I haven't seen anyone like that.
Me neither.
Well, if you should come across her, will you please tell her there's a slipper shell looking for her?
Be glad to.
Thanks a lot.
Poor Jerry, he surely does deserve extra marks for trying.
Oh, there you are, my little Panama Canal bombshell.
Excuse me, sir, but have we been formally introduced?
Entirely fooled by my masterful disguise.
Are you the fourth musketeer?
No, indeed. I'm the reincarnation of that noble lover and swordfish, Cyrano's de Percherac.
Why, of course. We should have guessed by the nose.
Very droll, very witty, yes. All ready for the big moment, my dear?
To which big moment do you refer, sir?
Coronation caper. Ceremony, that is. The crowning of us as king and queen of Muddy Gras.
Ah, that. Why, in fact, we were just about to make that announcement when you arrived.
Uncanny sense of timing.
The results we have all been waiting for are now ready. You have chosen for your king and queen a truly handsome and regal couple.
A modicum of modesty, pray.
A pair you would be proud and honored to serve.
Telling it like it is.
We give you their majesty
And royal highnesses.
King Hamelot and Queen Ophelia.
Codfish Daniel. Treachery, treason, malice, bull. What happened to our agreement?
We agreed to nothing, nor would we ever be party to such an unscrupulous scheme.
Great balls of fish. Deliver me from fair-minded females.
And now, royal couple, what are your wishes?
On with the ball!
Come dragging in. Oh, when the snails come dragging in, we want to be among their number. Oh, when the snails come dragging in.
When crap-a-doo, la-doo,
La-doo, la-doo, la-doo, la-doo. Why you hear you let the
I'm
masquerade?
gonna do a number.
At the Snailsville masquerade. Oh, escargot.
Oh, escargot.
Just watch him go.
Just watch him go.
Oh, watch the escargot go, go.
You're good at the masquerade.
The greatest celebration when the snails come dragging in.
Gee, Constance, it sure is a lucky coincidence that you decided to go as Ophelia.
I don't know this Constance creature to whom you are referring, sir. And if you cared about me at all, you'd realize that it was no coincidence.
No sign of her. I'll never find her in all this crowd. Wait, isn't that... At last, I found her! Excuse me, miss, but may I have the honor of this dance?
My pleasure.
Gosh, your voice sounds almost like Conrad. What a terrific imitation.
I thought you'd like it. After all, my voice goes with your handsome crabadilla shell.
You really like it?
Beautiful.
It's almost like our lives were meant to blend together in undying love.
Oh, you little rascal.
Oh, you beautiful, gorgeous creature, you. This is so wonderful.
What's so wonderful?
Why, being here with you, talking to you, letting you get to know me as I really am. Kind, generous, considerate, thoughtful.
Stupid?
Yeah, that too. All my good qualities. My personality.
Attention! May we have your attention, please? The bewitching hour of the Mardi Gras is now upon us. We are about to have the unmasking ceremony.
Oh boy, now you will see me as I really am.
You don't know how much I've looked forward to this.
I knew it. I knew it. I just knew that my magnetic personality would win your heart.
After the count of 3, we will unmask. 1, 2, 3.
Surprise, Carrie. It's Terry.
Surprise, Terry. It's Conrad.
Conrad? You?
The same creature of mystery that was behind the mask. The same musical voice.
What a dirty trick. I'm gonna...
Wait, Terry, wait. How can you take me home if you're just going to waste your time chasing Conrad?
I'll fix that sneaky crappadoola. Take you home, Carrie?
Of course. That is if you want to.
Want to? Want to? Wow. But I thought you liked Conrad's shell.
Oh, I do. But you showed such originality and devotion. Well, I'd just like you to take me home.
Gee, just like the song says, after the unmasking, I'm just glad I'm me.
We enjoy the Mardi Gras, the celebration of the year. Captured magic of the Mardi Gras, our cares and worries disappear. We'll celebrate and have fun at the Mardi Gras again next year.
Today we will discuss a skill that is often overlooked in the modern sea. This special talent, and it is truly a talent, is called diplomacy.
What's diplomacy, Professor?
That's easy. This porpoise, Portia, and her son, Porgy, were swimming along the ocean one day when they came across a fisherman's net coming straight for them. So Portia Porpoise said to her son, Porgy Porpoise, when the net reaches us, jump as high as you can. When we come back down, the net will have passed. Porgy said, no way, we could fall right into the net. His ma asked, do you have any better ideas? Sure, said Porgy, swim under it. Then his ma said, but we don't know how far down it goes. Porgy said, you just have to remember one thing. Dip low, Ma, see?
Ma will not be the only one dipping low if there are any more of those interruptions, Conrad, because my net will sweep you right out of the classroom. The great secret of successful diplomacy, Constance, is to act with tact. Saying and doing the right thing at the right time.
That sure lets Terry Turtle out. He's always doing the right thing at the wrong time or the wrong thing at the right time.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, that's better than saying the wrong thing all the time.
That is quite enough. Terry and Conrad have just shown perfectly what can happen in the absence of diplomacy. Name-calling, confrontation, pointless argument leading to hostility.
We did all of that?
Yes, you certainly did. By attacking each other personally, you started a conflict that has little hope of being easily settled.
Boy, it's a good thing I didn't say what I really think of Terry. I might have started a war. That old periwinkle is a way off base.
He is not. It would be much more pleasant living in the sea if creatures treated each other's opinions and beliefs with more respect.
That's right.
Quarreling never solves anything.
Maybe not.
So why are you always quarreling?
I'm not always quarreling.
You are so.
I am not.
You are.
What do you call what you're doing right now?
Can I help it if that dumb Terry is always wrong?
Dumb? You're the one who's dumb.
It certainly looks to me as if neither of you will ever learn to settle your arguments with diplomacy. You're both too hot-tempered for that.
I'm not hot-tempered.
You are so.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There you go again.
Well, Conrad started it.
Terry started it.
I started it.
Sure you did, didn't he?
What's the difference? We are gonna finish it.
Yeah!
Look what we have here, Stanley.
At the risk of putting my cart before the seahorse, I'd say we've just come across the makings of a delicious 5-course dinner.
That's right. Everything from turtle soup to limpets.
Please, sir, our friends Terry Turtle and Conrad Crepadula were just having a friendly argument, and we'd like to settle it before going any farther.
Don't worry about that. I'll settle it.
You will?
Sure. If you expect me to swallow that, I will. Did you put the pepper in, Stan?
Lots.
Not too much, I hope. I'm allergic to pepper.
Any last requests?
I have one, sir.
Just name it, Snail.
I was wondering if, while we're waiting for the first course,
which is me,
could we settle the argument between Terry and Conrad once and for all?
Well, what are we supposed to do about it?
Well, I thought that if you would be willing to act as the judge, Mr. Squid.
I like that. I always wanted to be a judge. Let me go get my gavel.
Here, hold on. If there's to be a trial, what's my part?
Well, Mr. Starfish, you can be the prosecuting attorney.
Who's going to defend these two poor helpless creatures?
You can. And Lulu and I will be the jury.
Okay. Court is now in session. You can proceed with the case for the prosecution, Stan.
Well, Sid.
You will address me as your honor, or I'll find you in contempt.
Will you get him coming on all ears with his new appointment? Your Honor, this case is a very simple one. The two accused, Terence Turtle and Conrad Crepadula, were having a tiff, an argument, you might say. They kept raising their voices until they were making so much commotion it could be described as a public nuisance, and they were so charged. I ask the jury to bring in the only possible verdict, guilty.
I object.
To what?
The prosecutor shows bias against my clients.
Do you, Stan?
Do I what?
Show bias against the accused?
That's what a prosecutor is supposed to do, ain't it?
Objection sustained. Cowrie, you may proceed with the case for the defense.
Well, Your Honor, my clients are the victims of a dirty, low-down
Watch
trick.
your language. This is a clean court.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but my clients were arrested on this trumped-up charge, and now they find themselves about to pay the supreme penalty for a crime they did not commit.
I object.
To what?
There's a rather nasty insinuation in the defense counsel's remarks that being eaten is like paying some kind of penalty, when in fact it's the most natural law of the sea.
Objection overruled.
Why, Sid?
Your Honor, the point is irrelevant. They weren't arguing over being eaten.
That's right, Your Honor. And I would like the court's permission to have the two accused repeat their argument so that Your Honor can see for yourself what actually went on.
Proceed.
Terry, will you please tell the court how this disagreement began?
Well, someone asked Conrad why he was always quarreling.
And I denied that I was always quarreling.
And I admit that I was wrong in overstating the case. And I apologize if I offended you.
That's all right, Terry. Nobody's perfect, as I well know when I made the thoughtless remark that you were dumb.
I was dumb. I can see now that winning an argument is not important.
What's important is to arrive at a friendly settlement of the quarrel.
I couldn't agree more.
So you see, Your Honor, the charge is obviously false. How could it ever be true with two creatures who are so diplomatic, so full of tact?
Case dismissed. The prisoners are released.
Hey, Sid!
I'm Your Honor.
Okay, Your Honor. There goes our dinner.
Not tonight, Stanley.
What did you do that for?
You heard what she said.
Well, what about it?
She said they were full of tact. And who wants to eat a creature that's full of tact?
I see your point.
I guess we're safe now.
Yeah, it looks like they're not going to chase us.
Well, one good thing happened anyway. Terry and Conrad saw the advantages of diplomacy and tact over pointless quarreling and fighting.
That's right. It saved our lives.
Yeah, that and the performance I gave.
I didn't think your performance was that good.
Better than yours.
Was not.
Was so.
Was not.
Oh boy,
Was
here we
not.
go again.
Was not.
Some
Was so.
diplomacy.
Come on, Conrad. Hurry up and pick someone for your team. We want to start the game.
Well, I picked Constance, but she won't slide into base because she has this thing about getting dirty.
I got it from looking at creatures like you.
Lulu's no good because she's slow as a snail.
That's a fine way to talk about one of your own kind.
That leaves me with Terry, and I'd rather not play basketball at all than be stuck with that dumb turtle on my team.
Oh, yeah? I've forgotten more about basketball than you'll ever know.
If I played like you, I'd want to forget it, too.
Did we come here to play basketball or to find fault with one another?
That's right. Conrad is always finding fault.
How else would you get to know what's wrong with you?
You may be right, but creatures don't enjoy hearing about their faults.
Especially when remarks are so personal.
The trouble with you is that you can't take constructive criticism.
What's constructive about calling me a dumb turtle?
Yeah, or saying that I'm as slow as a snail.
Or accusing me of having a thing about getting dirty.
That's easy. You should put your heads together and come up with a smart, fast, clean answer.
Oh, boy, you're impossible.
Really aggravating.
And very insulting, too.
Now who's finding fault?
You deserve it.
Sure, we all do. The trick is to learn something from it.
That's a very interesting idea. What did you just learn from Terry, Lulu, and Constance?
But I'd better go find myself another team.
I still think it was a very interesting idea.
Aw, Conrad's full of hot water.
Maybe, but what he said is true. If you keep an open mind and you really want to improve, then you'll do something about those faults that others criticize.
Okay, Conrad calls me dumb. Does that mean that I am dumb? And if I'm dumb, what am I supposed to do about it? Do you think I'm dumb?
Very. If you pay any attention to what Conrad says, that is.
Well, Snelgrove, I think your idea is a very good one. We could all learn a lot and would probably be much better for it if we knew our faults. But I don't know how you'd manage that without getting everyone mad at everyone else.
But what if you didn't know who was finding fault with you?
Fault Finders Anonymous? That's a very interesting thought.
Suppose some one creature, it would have to be someone dependable and trustworthy, talked privately to everyone and wrote down the faults that each finds in others. Then let each one know what the others think of him.
Ah, yes, but to be fair, they should be faults that everyone recognizes. For example, it wouldn't be right to tell you, Snelgrove, that you're stingy just because one creature happens to think that.
I've got it. We should have a fault-finding festival.
Who ever heard of a fault-finding festival?
You did just now. Everyone could come down to the festival, and someone reads out a fault. And then we all call out whose fault that is. Then that creature knows what everyone thinks of him.
Gee, I don't know.
Now, Constance, You might just have something there.
If we did have a fault-finding festival, would you volunteer to be the one who goes around and writes down the faults?
Well, since I do have less to lose than anyone I know, I would seem to be the logical choice for the job. Of course, I may throw in an opinion or two of my own.
That's okay. You have as much right as anyone else.
In that case, I'll start right now and find fault with you two.
Wouldn't you rather save it? Make it an anonymous opinion at the festival?
No, I'd rather get into the swing of things right away.
Okay, we might as well learn the truth.
That's the fault.
What's that?
You're not true.
Why not?
Because you're both too good to be true.
We think that it's simply a marvelous idea, Mr. Herman. Holding a mirror up to life, so to speak, and letting creatures see themselves as they really are.
Well, at least as others see them.
Yes, but that's what counts, isn't it? If one wants to get along with one's fellow creatures and get on in the sea.
Very well. Let's get down to cases. I assume that you have some small faults to find with others.
Oh, yes, indeed. For example, we find Clement Clam too money-hungry.
Clam, money-hungry. Anyone else?
On occasion, we have found Professor Periwinkle to be quite arrogant.
Periwinkle, arrogant.
And while we recognize that Dr. Limpet does a great deal of good for the community, he does tend to be filled with a sense of his own importance and seems always to be seeking publicity.
Limpet, publicity.
Now, Mr. Herman, you are quite sure, are you, that our remarks will be kept in the strictest confidence?
Oh, absolutely. No one but I will ever know who said what about whom.
Good. Because someone of our social standing, our undeniable wealth and prominence in the community could suffer greatly if there were any adverse publicity over our few well-meaning remarks.
Your secrets are safe with me.
We only hope that our criticisms will be taken in good part, and that the creatures to whom they are directed will try to correct those faults.
Oh, I'm sure they will, Mrs. Van Oysterbed. After all, that's the whole purpose of a fault-finding festival. Welcome to Snailsville's first annual fault-finding festival. Hooray! The procedure is a very simple one. I will read out a fault, and you are to call out the name of the creature you think most guilty of that fault. For example, who would I be talking about if I were to say too crabby?
Mr. Herman!
I just thought I'd get that out of the way. All right now, who's this? Always interrupting. Uses too many big words.
Professor Periwinkle!
Never stops promoting.
Clement Clam!
Let him without fault throw the first piece of coral.
Too money-hungry.
Mrs. Van Oysterbed!
No, that's supposed to be
Too arrogant.
Mrs. Van Oysterbed!
Publicity-hungry.
Mrs. Van Oysterbed!
Oh, it's a plot to discredit us. We've never been so insulted in our life.
Mr. Herman and friends, the whole point of this festival was for creatures to learn what others think their faults are in a good-natured way, without anyone getting hurt. But whoever gave Mrs. Van Oysterbed's faults to Mr. Herman was being pretty thoughtless and mean. And rather than see anyone else humiliated, I think we should call the whole thing off right now.
Snelgrove, I couldn't agree more. Someone said to me when I was making my rounds that this festival was holding up a mirror to life, letting creatures see themselves as they really are. And that's right. But we must never forget that the time is sure to come for all of us when we have to look at ourselves in that mirror. I now declare Snailsville's first and last fault-finding festival at an end.
You're welcome in Snailsville.